So hi, welcome to the Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with...
I'm Michael.
I'm Matt from Nora Marks.
And we're going to ask them some questions today about their new album, Opt Out. I'm going to start, so congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to it so far?
It's been pretty amazing, honestly. It's the first time we've ever really gotten a response to anything we've released as music. So it's overwhelming and incredibly affirming and nice. It feels really nice. What about you?
Yeah, it's humbling. It's been just better than I thought, or more than I thought, I guess, or something. You know what I mean? Just bigger than I thought, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, people writing about our music and reading the different ways that they interpret it and think about it has been a really fun experience to see what they get, where the things that we're thinking come across really clearly, and then where they're kind of different, but then it kind of makes me think about stuff a little differently. So that's been probably the most fun part for me.
So deserved, though.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. That's really nice.
Yep.
So is there any meaning behind the album name or cover art?
The cover art was not kind of there's this whole thing. There's a song like the Ballad of the Surfing Cowboy. It's kind of this image of this character that we all kind of came up with loosely. Nothing's really written too much about it, but it's just kind of a concept thing. So the album artwork kind of lends to that. It's kind of spacey. There's a horse skeleton, a train in the middle of a Marsy kind of landscape. Just something along those lines.
Yeah, we did mood boards, and we sent them to the designer who we were working with.
Yeah.
What I was thinking about it was that I like that it's it's kind of a dark backdrop, and it's kind of a dark or a menacing sort of scene or landscape, but then there's a lot of color to it, which I feel is one of the better ways that I, without using words necessarily, can maybe describe our music, which is it's I don't want to say we're dark people, but we try to get heavy when we can, but we also try to bring some sort of flourish and color and lightness, to what we do. So that's kind of what I liked about the artwork, personally. And the title just came from actually when I was doing sort of mid quarantine during the sort of darker days of the pandemic. I was pretty much just a social media addict, and I was kind of doom scrolling endlessly, and I needed to sort of write myself reminders. So one that I had on my computer screen here was a little note that said opt out, just as a reminder that you are allowed to log off whenever you want and whenever you're feeling kind of overwhelmed. And I just saw it one day and I pitched it as the album title, and most of the band liked it, so we went with it.
All right.
Mm-hmm. That's always good to just it's always good to just kind of have a reminder that you're always able to kind of log out, because some people feel entitled to be no, I have to be online, I have to have this present for the band or just my music project, but social media sucks all the time. So it's always nice to just kind of have hey, it's okay to take a step back for a second.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much my excuse all the time for why I can't log out for long periods of time or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I try to do all kinds of different stuff, blocker programs, or put my phone in another room while I'm doing something, but yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's literally addicting. So it's, it's sometimes you just find yourself doing it when you don't even mean to. So
oh God, I'm down the rabbit hole again. I was supposed to be doing my homework. Now it's late. What the fuck?
And now I'm on the Funny Bird app.
I sent 20 tweets about banging moms on the fucking Funny Bird app, and
God,
I had no schoolwork done. So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for this album?
It's been long. We've had a lot of these songs for a couple of years. We just kind of started playing them, practicing them, and we did that for the whole album. Then we released a couple songs before this record. We tried to totally DIY record it, and it was fine, but it wasn't as refined as we wanted it to be. So then once we had these 12 songs, we went to we got really produced for the first time, which that was kind of the biggest change in the writing process for us, and the best change, I think. So just working with people that actually cared about it and gave us input and wrote some parts here and there and changed some stuff here and there. That was the biggest change to how we've done everything traditionally kind of up until this point.
Well, the other big change too was Matt used to play bass, and we had one main guy that played drums for us, but really only for our live shows, and so we didn't really practice with the drummer. So Matt moving over to drums, and then Matt Galante joining the band to play bass, and he had his own. He liked a lot of the same music as us, but he had his own like influences that he brought in, and then but he knew exactly kind of what we were kind of going for too. So he was able to sort of blend all that and add sort of a different dimension of like heaviness or aggression, sort of a different depth in that sense. So that was also the biggest change for writing. So the kind of 3 songs that we self-recorded were sort of like in this batch of songs. We just realized that we weren't really doing all these songs justice by recording them ourselves. So we kind of saved everything else we had for the album.
So which song off of this album took the longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
It took the longest to write. Are you, well, I mean, the oldest song is probably I Think You Earned It.
Yeah.
But it actually, when it was written, came together pretty quickly. I think maybe the longest was
Wrongdoing?
actually probably for like a 90-second song. That was probably the one that required the most work and the
Definitely
most rewriting.
changed the most, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the Wrongdoing probably. My favorite song right now is the Ballad of the Surfing Cowboy. But it kind of switches a little bit. What about you? What's your favorite?
Yeah, it's really fresh. I mean, like right now to play Ballad's probably my favorite, but I mean, I still like really like Epiphany.
Yeah.
It's just so fresh that it's hard to like, it hasn't sat long enough with me to be like, oh, this is the one that like is best to play live and people like it the most and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. So yeah, Epiphany probably right now, I guess.
All right, fair enough. So where was your headspace at while you guys were writing the album?
All over the place. Really. I mean, listen to the album, it's like crazy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, just between starting at like two and a half years ago, some of those songs, and then writing through the pandemic, and then not being able to practice and hang out as much. And
everyone getting divorced and broken up with.
Yeah. And like,
Oh God.
and when, you know, it's all over the place.
Yeah,
So
having kids. Yeah,
truly,
so-
it kind of runs the gambit of emotions. I think we definitely didn't sit down and have like a theme to it, even though one kind of emerged, I think, naturally, but it's all over the place with what some of those songs are about.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we're considering the primary like writing time being like mid last year, like summer into fall of last year, I mean, that was pretty much a rough time for me, I would say, like just not doing as well as some of the other guys maybe with the lockdown and with just the way the world kind of was going, because they were mostly all working still consistently and they had jobs that got them out of the house and stuff, and I was just at home pretty much. I pretty much haven't left home since like February of 2020.
God damn.
That's valid.
So so it was kind of just, for me, it was like cathartic, you know. It was the writing the music was cathartic in a way to sort of like purge stress, you know, or anxiety that I had.
All right.
All right, solid. So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this record for the first time? Should they play it in the car with friends? Should they blast it at a party? Should they turn off the lights and put on some headphones on? What do you guys recommend?
Yeah, I think it holds up really well in the car.
I think it's a car album too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a good like just going somewhere. You have 25 minutes.
Yep.
Put it on like front to back for sure.
Driving home from a show afterwards, you know.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Way to go do something.
Yeah. It's a good car ride.
Turn it up. Yeah. It's kind of cold now. So, but you know, in the summer with the windows down, it's good for that kind of.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, even during the winter, roll the windows
gonna
down,
say.
freeze your tits off. Like,
Exactly.
I don't know.
Frostbite.
Freeze out game, yeah.
Yeah.
So this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less. Both you have to do it.
I would say fun or funny, maybe. Maybe I would say funny because there is a lot of humor on the record, and I want people to kind of listen for that and appreciate it. So funny, let's say funny. Let's say dense, because I feel like we pack a lot in there for a short amount of time. And I don't, exciting, or like trying to think of a word that, you know, I think I want people to like move around, wriggle a little bit when they listen to it. There's like dancey parts and there's kind of like headbanging parts. So let's just say exciting for lack of a better term.
3 words, no more, no less. This is a tough one.
It's supposed to be super, super quick. Don't think about it too
I
hard.
just can't. I can't. I'm freezing up. Shit. I'm sorry. I'm totally drawing a blank. I'm fucking this one up bad.
Yeah.
Just the first 3 words
Like
that
3
come
words.
into your head.
Party. Dark. Ethereal.
Okay, there you go. See?
All right.
See? You did good.
Thank you. I need to coach through that one.
Exactly. It's all good. It's all good. So what emotion or oh god, I messed that one up. So is there a certain feeling or emotion you want this album to invoke in your listeners?
That's a great question.
Thank you.
I think as long as it is an emotion that what's like a word that makes somebody just kind of look inwardly or like
reflective.
Yeah, maybe reflective,
Hmm.
like in a reflective mood.
That's good.
Would be the thing that I would want people to, because I think that's what a lot of this was for us. Obviously, I'm not going to be mad if somebody doesn't, but I think that was kind of the whole point of the record for us, or that became the point of the record. So if people took that away from it, I'd be like, cool, we painted a good picture.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, I'd piggyback off that, and I would say just like I just want people to feel intrigued by it, and like when they listen to it. I think one thing that I like that we do about it in this record is we keep things kind of vague and like specific, but not so specific that like it feels like you're just like listening to someone read their diary. Not that I mind when people do that either, but you know, I want it to feel like something that people can kind of connect to, in the sense that like maybe they've been there, or they just feel comfortable listening to somebody else talk about how they've felt in certain situations or how they experience certain emotions, and to feel the full sort of spectrum of an emotional experience, and enjoy the human feeling of just like the human feeling of feeling conflicted or anxious or confused in the face of like sort of a lot a lot of, you know, stuff outside of yourself, and just embracing that, you know. So yeah, I guess I want people to come away from it feeling comforted and human, and comfortable in their humanity.
All right. That's a
Aw.
good answer.
That was good.
So picture this: you're on tour. You're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
ooh, Slim Jam, Red Bull.
Good
Ooh,
answer. I
okay.
didn't even think of Slim Jims. Oh,
Have you
I
had
mean,
those
probably-
Talkie Slim Jims? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I know you're
not.
good.
I
Wait,
am
wait.
not.
Are they Slim Jim flavored Takis or Taki flavored Slim Jims?
Talkie flavored Slim Jims.
No, but I am a fan of the Tabasco.
I was gonna say that's the best flavor.
So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I could see myself. That sounds good. I love Takis too. I didn't know that was even a fucking thing.
I know.
until right now.
Yeah,
that's
it is.
great.
I had one the other day. It was pretty. I'm not like a Slim Jim fan. Like I'm like it just doesn't
Yeah.
work in my head. But I thought they were pretty good. I was like, okay,
I-
no, I get it.
I will keep an eye out.
My wife judges me for eating Slim Jims, but
Yeah,
they're
disgusting.
delicious. I can't stop myself. That's a good answer. So actually, probably Slim Jims would be my answer, but my first thought was like Doritos, and then I would either get a candy to go with it, either Snickers if I want chocolate, or like Jelly Belly jelly beans if I want something like sweet and fruit flavored.
Jelly beans.
Yeah, and then maybe like a Starbucks, one of those like
Frappuccino.
Frappuccino.
Oh yeah, the
bottle
little
drink.
yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a good one. So on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be?
Ooh,
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
we would be.
Thank you.
Like,
I wonder what you're gonna say. I think I have an
Uh,
answer.
no, we would be like a chicken parm, like a good chicken parm. Like it's like
Chicken
it's like
parm.
3 simple ingredients, but that shit is awesome when it's together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would be like tacos that are like flame grilled, nicely done. The meat is nicely done, assembled with like a smorgasbord of different toppings. You know,
Hmm.
maybe a pick your own, like a
Craft
you
your
can
own.
go in and craft your own taco. Yeah.
We're talking
Yeah.
about.
Taco bar. Okay. Two completely different answers.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a much more refined palate than my brother.
That's
so.
very true. I just love tacos and pizza.
So where do you see the band in the next 5 years?
In my garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope we're just still kicking around and doing this. I mean,
Yeah, I would like to have another record at least.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I would like to have done a tour or two at least,
Yeah.
even if it's a week or two thing. I would like to play some bigger venues in the city for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's goals and aspirations, and I hope that we just meet them and kind of keep down that path. I think everybody's lifelong dream would be to like make money touring and doing the whole thing, you know. But I also think that we're all kind of real about that, and like, you know,
If it happens, it
there's
happens.
kids,
Kind of
there's
thing.
families, there's relationships.
Mhm.
If that was a point we could get to, that'd be sick. But I think we set goals for ourselves, and I think as long as we continue trying to achieve those, and we do that for 5 years, I'll be so stoked.
Yeah. I'd like to also experiment musically, even more than we have, and try new stuff. And I think a big thing for me is now that we've I feel like we've created like a nice network. I would really love to see what happens if we like keep working with Tony and Kat from Hot Mess Records, who recorded us, and Bridget and Haley from Take a Hike Records, who like released this with us, and really try to grow sort of like everyone's project,
almost like a collective.
Yeah. So I'd like to have a role in helping everybody that's sort of like outside the band but connected to it also achieve what they want to achieve too.
That's good.
like
That's
that.
very good. So for these last couple of questions, we're going to shift away from music, if that's okay with you two.
Yeah.
All right.
Sick. So we're Me too. So we're actually going to go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
There you go.
You go, because I don't have an answer.
All right. Well, I would ask them to find the best shitty Chinese restaurant nearby, and I would just
Okay.
want one of everything on the menu because that's my favorite way to eat Chinese food.
What are you washing it down with?
Just some nice whiskey, maybe like good question. I don't have like a very refined whiskey palate. I just know what I like. Whatever that bottle of bourbon I have on the kitchen counter is, which is not a great answer because I don't know what it is.
It's so good that you don't even know what it is.
I just like the label. I buy it off the internet. So.
I think mine would simply be like a very large New York style pepperoni pizza and like
Slice of pie.
Yeah, like a 6-pack of Yingling or something.
All right.
That would be it.
All right. Good answers. So if you could live in one fiction world for a week, where would you live?
So I listened to a couple episodes, and this is the question.
Sorry to hear that.
Trips me up the most. No, it's fun. It was fun. I can't remember who said it, but somebody had the point that I couldn't get over was like probably the one I'd be most familiar with and comfortable with is like the DC Comics universe. It's where I've spent the most imaginary time, but it probably would be terrifying to live there. So I don't know. I mean, like maybe that's going to be my answer, but it's probably not a very wise answer. I just think Batman is cool, so
Batman's pretty. Oh, but you don't want to live in Gotham. You wouldn't really last a week.
No. I probably want to live in like Central City with the Flash, where the villains are a little goofier and less.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Put me right in the Shire.
Okay.
Just stick me there. Let me eat the food. Let me drink the ale.
Or should we live in the Sopranos universe?
No, hell no. We'll just go to Jersey first off.
Exactly, yeah.
Second off, that's not a universe. That's just like the East Coast, dude.
Literally, yeah.
The East Coast doesn't fucking exist. Gloria and I live on it, and it's not fucking real.
It's not real.
No, man. Put me in the Shire because like they never get attacked the Lord of the Rings. They just have fun. I'm all about that.
All right.
Exactly. Oh shoot, that's my question. So I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question. What is your favorite color?
Is it like wrong of me to just say I love the color black? Like I like.
No, I'm dressed in all black right now. That's the only thing I wear.
Yeah, it's just like it just seems like such a cop out for like an alternative. You know what I mean? I wear all
That's
black.
fair.
Literally, I do though. And like, I just think it's always cool. It never doesn't look cool.
I'm partial to orange personally, but I like. But I also like the colors that blend well with orange. So green and purple, I think I'm fond of. But orange is kind of my go-to answer.
Orange is a very good
My
color.
second. That's my second.
Those are mom's favorite colors, black and purple.
Oh.
I am my mother's son.
Good answers. So as Gloria said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
just please check out our album Opt Out, streaming all the streaming places, and if you like it, check out Take a Hike records.limitedrun.com. They have some merch. You can buy merch from us or their other bands. Okay, Cool, Weekend Run Club, Geeked, Cloud Houses. And if you like our music, just follow our Instagram at Nora Marks Music. See all the bands we play with and all the bands that we kind of like try to share, because we always are making a point to share music that we like, and check them out. Everything in Chicago is pretty great. So,
Oh yeah.
you got anything?
Yeah.
Twitch.com/shame.
That doesn't. I can't do that anymore.
All right. Well, thank you for sitting down with us, guys.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for your time.
That's fun.
Anytime.
Of course, yeah.
This has been Nora Marks, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.